Hey everybody, this is Vril. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 and our playthrough as Fascist Argentina. So we just took care of Uruguay and Paraguay. Now we are preparing a war with Bolivia. So we have some extra military factories that we have. So let's go ahead, I'd say just split it between our towed artillery and our infantry equipment. We'll be upgrading most of that shortly, so hopefully have 1939 infantry coming up soon in our research. So let's see, what do we got here? We are going to need some steel, I think. Yeah, we're actually, even though we just captured that steel, we have so many factories right now that we actually are coming up against our limit again, and we'll have to trade with the US, I think, yeah, to get a little bit more steel. Alright, well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start a front line here. Let's put these guys, paint this one. Am I doing this right? There we go, I have to get actually close to the front line, not just in the province. So we're going to do that, and then this other army here we'll just kind of defend, I would say, across the border here. Until that one. We're basically have an army that will sweep across here. I think since Bolivia is a little bit has more provinces, we're going to need to capture a bunch of provinces as well as the capital, so I think they have a little bit larger army as well, so we'll have to prepare for all of that. And once these guys get in position, let's look at doing some sort of offensive line. I'll probably sweep. Not like that. It was maybe not like that either. Let's delete this. Might have to manually control this to do it how I want to do it. Something like that. There we go. And actually, let's think about doing something with these guys as well. That'd be kind of cool if we can do something like this. I mean, they're going to be going for the hills there, but for the mountains, so these hills are mountains. We need to, yeah, they're mountains, so not the best terrain for doing such a thing, but these guys are only trained and they need to get a little bit battle hardened, I'd say. We've got some more units coming online that aren't assigned anything either, so let's go ahead, I think it's this guy, and add these guys to a new general, recruit a new general, and put them on the border with Brazil, I would say. We start to think about that question. So our justification is done, but I'm going to wait for our plans to build up a little bit here. Guess we can figure out, okay, these guys need to stop exercising, and then they can start getting some organization and plan. These guys aren't exercising anymore either. Yeah, so they are getting entrenched. Yeah, they're not actually fully there yet. Yeah, these guys have gained some pretty good experience going through all of this. So they have plan preparation still from their previous plans that they had been doing, so let's go ahead, move our aircraft. So what is the closest air base to all of this? Probably this one right here. So I want to rebase everybody, select all, rebase, and have them go here. Alright, we need to do this before October 6th. We've got plenty of time, but just keeping that in mind. what we'll probably do is have these guys unleash these guys and then have these guys come later. So let's go ahead and just declare the war. Let's see what I just want to look at where we are in research. Our Great War tanks coming up, our equipment efforts coming up as well. So let's just get this going. Conquer Bolivia, and actually with that said, we'll wait till September. I'm going to start justifying a war against Peru as well, so these guys actually weren't quite ready for their plan, but I think they'll be okay. Yeah, they're gonna be fine. These guys actually getting a little bit of battle there. I think we'll just go ahead and do it. And we've got tanks are online, but these are Great War tanks. We're never going to build a Great War tank. Alright, let's... what do we want to research next? So we have 45 factories. We needed to get 50 factories to get to the point where we can get that 4th research slot. This is over in the focus, so let's... let me just think about this. Get the motorized, researching that. Maybe just go ahead and start building support weapons as well. Or alternatively, got this going. I don't think anybody's going to have tanks around here. 270 days to do prepared defense. That would give us that organization. Also valuable organization. Let's go ahead and just do support weapons, and then the next time we're going to be working on the 1939 infantry. So these guys, yes, they are attacking. These guys are defending successfully. These guys just heading into the desert here. Well, actually, it's forest. I thought it was desert. Some jungle, actually. I only just thought it was desert because of the color of Bolivia, so much for that. I guess, what is this, the ocean here? Yeah, so much for that thought about being in the desert. What a noob. Alright, so we have some more civilian factories. I guess we will build more civilian factories. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and build some civilian factories. We can always convert them. Chaco Austral, favorite province there. They've lost 5k, we've lost 392. Say losing this battle apparently, but I think we'll be okay. That's attacking into the mountains, so that's probably part of it. This is sort of some confusing arrows going through here. These guys need some help, it looks like to me. These guys can head on into here, I would say. Just helping them out a little bit here. They have some... not thinking right there, I would say. Actually, these guys can go ahead and be exercising as well. So, the Munich Agreement. German demands for the Sudeten territory in Czechoslovakia, which is home to a considerable German minority, have intensified. At a summit held in Munich, Germany, in Munich, Germany, Britain, France, and Italy sought to find a diplomatic solution to the so-called Sudeten crisis. Czechoslovakia was not invited to attend. An agreement was reached in which Germany annexes Sudetenland, but will not pursue any further territorial gains in Europe. Of course, we know that to be correct. So Mr. Chamberlain spoke to crowds in London. For the second time, a prime minister has returned from Germany, bringing peace with honor. I believe it is peace for our time. No war this year, then. So France and Britain announced an alliance as well. Calling upon bonds forged during the Great War, France has requested a formal alliance with Britain, citing unspecified threats against the stability of Europe. Today, the request was approved by the British Parliament, and France has joined the Allies. They are preparing for the worst. And we also finished the equipment effort, so not quite ready. What I was mentioning earlier is this extra research slot 2 needed 50 factories, so that's not going to happen. Now, we were looking at that next doctrine, and it was a little pricey, so let's go ahead and do this so that we can get that at some point. Apparently we have enough. Actually, before we do this, I think we could start justifying on Peru. But maybe with how this war is going, we want to wait maybe 20 days to do that, because it's going to be 6 months to fabricate it, and we might want to, I don't know, maybe we'll just go ahead and do it. I suspect that Peru would also be pushovers. The only main place that might be a problem is the Brazil there, so. Okay, so we are now winning these battles. Not sure where these guys are going, but I'd like you to go. These guys are supporting that battle there. Yeah, I guess this is a hard attack on going into the mountains here. We have aircraft, though. For a moment, we did anyway. These guys have very low organization, so let's hold off on any more. Yeah, look at that. That's not good. Any more offensive movements from this particular army, anyway. And let them figure out what they exactly want to do. They're not able to retreat yet. We might be able to do this if we... Nah, we're not going to do that. They have very low... We'll keep these guys doing whatever they're doing there, though. And these guys are attacking here. Got any aircraft or anything? I don't think so. This is in the forest, so is there no air cover in the forest? Is that what we're seeing here? Interesting. It's an interesting tactic. Yeah, so there is no terrain mode now that I'm just thinking about this here. Going back to when I thought this was a desert. I mean, obviously I knew the rainforest was over here too, but... So actually these guys have regained their organization, and let's cancel whatever they're doing. Or whatever I've told them to do, because it's a bad idea. And go ahead and start preparing this La Paz. Exactly like that. I don't know about that line that it had, but I want these provinces, is what the thought is there. Alright. Kind of enjoying this war a little bit better, because we're actually using, I don't know, some tactics. The other ones were just like smash the enemy, take their capital, and win, so... We're slowly winning, though. We need to get down their victory points to less than 15%. So what do we got here? Fascist Argentina prepares for a great struggle. The Peruvians are a proud... Okay, this is because we're justifying that war, is that right? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Peruvian are proud people like us who will not part easily with power. However, they must realize that power is what ultimately deserves victory, and with that such trajectory for our great civilizations can only end in a clash. Okay. What government type was Peru anyway? I'm just curious. No faction. they're fascists. So I think we're getting a little bit of different flavor to these war justifications because of the different flavor that they are, different ideology that they are. What are these guys doing down here? I guess they're preparing for what I told them to do earlier. So these guys moving in there. These guys moving in too. Actually, don't know about these guys doing what they're doing there. Let's say that and then that. Cancel whatever I've told them to do though, and they'll go figure out whatever they're supposed to be doing. Whenever they're done with the commands, they'll do that, and I think they're not really prepared, but I like these. Some of these guys are trained, some of these guys have moved up to regular, so that's actually good. Let's actually unleash this offensive here. Like Peru's actually got 18 units on the border here. 6 divisions, okay. 6, 11, 1. So that'll be an interesting battle with them. I guess because they're fascist, they might be actually building up an army unlike some of these others. Yeah, we've got 10 units here as well, but I think they're pretty low on their morale. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this guy. I was just thinking, I wonder if somebody's gonna go through over here. Gotta keep an eye on all of that. Just to select everybody and see what they're doing. Yeah, I'm watching you here. We can stop these guys and their offensive. Let's do that. Guess we are going to move up into the mountain here and then attack the La Paz here. Might not be the best idea. Let's get our cavalry up in there, coming through the mountains. These guys are probably... Our organization is all pretty good. Yeah, I was gonna say, these guys really need to get over here to this border so that they can't do anything. Wow, that's a lot of guys there. So let's just completely focus on that capital. We've got a defense, some attack going on here while we're attacking at the same time. Got an attack here that I think we'll be successful with. Ah, so they actually did just get that, so... We need to call everybody that's doing something like that off and get them... Yeah, I don't know. A little bit mixed up between our armies here, but we're about to capture La Paz here, so let's not do too much. We can probably drop back if we have to. Where are we at here? So, actually I don't think that was their capital. I think that's the next province, it's Little One. Can't quite tell because there's so many units right there. Let me go ahead and cancel every order that these guys are doing right now. Same with these guys too, and reestablish like a line here. Maybe I'll merge. Let's see, so select all, unassign all. and assign them all to this guy and set up a line here once again. Don't need to be setting up a line with the Brazil though. I think that's what it's trying to do. No, I don't think that is what it was doing. It was just added there. I didn't realize that was there already. Okay. We have more free military factories and some research to do. But actually it does look like we're out of time for this episode. I'll think about that research between episodes, what I want to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll finish off this Bolivian war and probably be ready to go into Peru after that. So hit the like button if you enjoyed the episode. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.